Well, I think the main thing that was working against me at the time, and that is working against everybody listening to this, is there is a large industry, Wall Street, whose drumbeat is counter to our best interests, and that is based on making this as complex as possible, putting out a siren song that you too can be Warren Buffett, you too can pick stocks, you too can outperform the indexes. Only if you're willing to pay us for the privilege. And that's a very seductive message, because everybody wants to think that they can be above average and outperform. Now, the irony is, if you invest in index funds, and of course the slam that active managers put against index investing is that you will only get average returns. That's a little bit misleading, because yes, the index gives you the return of the market overall, but that return is far above average. Index investing, based on the research that have been done, outperforms, depending on what numbers you look at, 80 to 85% of active managers over a 15-year period of time. If you research out 30 years, the number of active managers who can outperform the index is less than 1%. That's statistically zero. So when you invest in the index and you're getting the average performance of the market, you're actually getting the best performance that you can expect by a long shot. I think what was working in my favor is I continued being curious, and I continued trying different things, and I continued researching. And indexing, which was first put in front of me in 1985 by a good friend of mine, there's something about it that is very counterintuitive, and I think particularly for smart people like the people in this room and the people listening, because you look at it and you say, well, indexing says I buy every stock in the index. And yet, if I can only just not buy the obvious dogs, I'll outperform. I mean, outperforming seems like it should be so simple, but the problem with that, or even if I just buy the top performers, and not even by the mediocre or the low-performing ones, obviously I'm going to outperform. And yet you look at that research that says that doesn't happen. And of course, the reason it doesn't happen is today's dogs are sometimes tomorrow's great turnaround success stories. And those that are flying high are the stories of how they crash and burn. So there is no way to know what is going to happen with specific stocks, and it is just way too easy to guess wrong.